Alright, so I woke up today, I didn't know what type of video to make, and then it hit me. Why don't I make a portable handheld, my favorite portable handheld of all time? If you follow me on social medias, you know what I'm talking about, the PS Vita. Now, I've talked about this so many times on socials, but I've never actually made a dedicated video for it, and what better time than 2025? So, let me show you guys why you should own one, why I own one, and we're gonna go over every detail. So, here is my Vita. Let's get into it. Like I said, I'm gonna show you guys the ultimate Vita. Here is mine. I'm gonna show you guys a hardware tour. Here is the front selfie camera, big ass touchscreen, thumbsticks, all the buttons are nice and clicky. It says Vita right there. Let me see if that'll focus. Vita, micro USB SD card slot. The back has touchpads, the Vita logo, the back camera, which I think it's a 5 megapixel if I'm not mistaken. The PS Vita, where you put in the cartridge, and I actually have SD to Vita. It's a 256 gig. It's fully loaded. I have so many games on here, so let's turn this on. It has a custom boot theme and everything to match the PS5, which I think is super cool. So it's all custom. I have Enzo, and I'm also running Henkaku, which I am in love with. That is custom. I'm not going to play any sound because it has, I just don't want to get copyrighted. Pull the tab to unlock. Bam. And yeah, custom everything. I have half battery because I actually do use this device. They're all in different categories. So I have my anime stuff, Top Games 2, extras, app stores and stuff, more extras, and then sports homebrew. So in my actual anime stuff, let's go into it real quick. I have Sonic Unleashed, which is a homebrew port for the community of people that like Sonic Unleashed. It only has 2 levels at the moment, but it's a really good step in the right direction. Then we have Persona 4 Golden. Oh my god. I've had so many people tell me, you gotta play Persona, you gotta play Persona, get Persona on PS2, get Persona, get Persona. It was just not my cup of tea until the Vita. I remember I was one day, I was at home, laying in bed, and I'm like, you know what, let me download it, let me give it a try, because I was bored. And I do not regret downloading it. I spent that whole day just playing Persona 4. The characters, the Midnight Channel, going in through different dimensions, the battle aspects. You really get connected to the characters. It's amazing. The only thing I regret about Persona 4 Golden is not playing it sooner. 10 out of 10. Then we have other stuff. This one is, it's okay. It's an okay game. I was expecting a bit more because there are better games on the Vita, like Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z. Really solid game, just like the home console, which really surprised me, and it really showed the power the Vita had. Gravity Rush is Gravity Rush. You're gonna love it. Borderlands 2 I actually own on PS3, so I wanted to see what the difference would be and the feel on the Vita, so I got it. It's good. It has some slowdown when a lot of action is happening on the screen, but for a portably console, yeah, it works. Mech Wars, I haven't played much of it. I just downloaded it, so I gotta get into it. I can't really say anything too much. Same thing with Dragon Fantasy Book 2. I got it recommended to me by the Reddit community, but I just haven't played it. And J-Star Victories, come on, it's the home console portably, really good. As good as the game was on home console, just as good on the Vita. I actually have it on the PS3, so there's that. No, not PS3. I have it on PS4. My bad. Top Games, Resistance, Burning Skies, really solid game from the Resistance collection. Metal Gear Solid HD collection is really, really good. It has 1 and 2, and I played so many Metal Gear Solid games on the PSP, and having the PS2 games portably is just a dream. So swipe here, go back. Call of Duty was okay. It's just very short. Doesn't have much to do. There is still an online community, which surprised me. Need for Speed Most Wanted, I remember playing it in the PS3 days, and playing it portably is really good. Anytime I'm bored, I click on that and I play, because it's the home console portably. And I keep saying that, but it is true. The Vita has so much power. Resident Evil 2 Revelations is amazing. I had a bit of a falling out with Resident Evil games. After playing Resident Evil 6, I just never got into it, and then I played Revelations 1 on the 3DS, and that was a great game. And then when I found out Revelations 2 was for the Vita, just play it at night. That's all I gotta say. It's a... What a game. Nope, nope, nope. Do not load up the game. Sorry, guys. Let me actually show you guys what else. The Ratchet and Clank collection. Solid. Same thing when a lot of stuff's happening on screen. It has a bit of a slowdown. And then Final Fantasy X and X2. I actually own both of those on the PS2. And I did start playing Final Fantasy X on the PS2. I got a little bit into the game, but nothing crazy. And I beat it on the Vita because it is portably, and I was on the train, I was on the bus, wherever I was playing a little bit here, a little bit there, and I fell in love with it. I know a lot of people hate it, but come on, I loved it. Killzone Mercenaries. It was a flagship title for when this console came out back in, I think, 2013, and the graphics are really, really good. They're like really, really good. Like, if you want a game that shows off what the Vita could do and what it was intended to do, download Killzone Mercenaries. I actually have the physical copy in my collection. That's how good it is. Disney's Mickey 2. I played the original Disney's Mickey on the 3DS. I really enjoyed that one, so I downloaded this. I have not played it yet, but I do plan on playing it because, come on. Now, Top Games 2, we have Wipeout. I've been playing Wipeout games since like the PS1, so another solid title. Assassin's Creed Liberations is also really good. It shows off what the Vita was meant to do, and I keep emphasizing that, but I really do mean it. It has draw distance is great. It has not that much of a load screen. It's a bit of an open world to a certain extent, so it's a really solid 8 out of 10. Let me see what else we got. The God of War collection. If you're into God of War, and I've played all of them, you should get that one. PlayStation All-Stars. It's okay. I'm not really a big fan of that. I'm into Smash Bros. A bit better. The Amazing Spider-Man, solid title. Tobey Maguire is not in here. It is Andrew Garfield all the way, and I stand by that. Ooh, and I stand by that. But yeah, there are also other ports. This is a solid Spider-Man game, but we're also getting other ports. The Ultimate Spider-Man, which is the Gameloft game, is almost ported to the Vita, which I'm excited for when that comes out. Injustice is Injustice. Solid. Same thing with Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I remember originally playing it on the PS3. And just having it portably, you can waste time. Like, you could be on the train and just playing a couple games and then just put it away and be done with it. Unit 13, I haven't played too much of it. Tetris, you gotta have Tetris on any portable handheld. Sonic Transformed, I played a bunch of Sonic Transformed on the Vita, on iOS, on Android. I've played it on home console. I played it on the 3DS. I played a lot of it. It's solid in every console. Then, this is Homebrew, which is FIFA 22. It is a complete reworkaround of FIFA 13. I'll leave a GitHub page down to really explain what it does. Then we have some extras, you know, not crazy on here. App stores, I have Easy VPK, which I really do like a lot. The Homebrew browser doesn't fully work anymore. Icon, copy, whatever. And PKJ, which is what everyone uses to get games. It doesn't have all the games, but it has a huge variety of downloads. Launcher browser, media player, YouTube doesn't actually work anymore. There is a workaround, which I should make a video on. Then a bunch of other stuff, Shark Food, package installer, San Andreas, which does work on the Vita. There is a port. I just haven't gotten it to work fully. Hexflow and then RetroFlow. Hexflow is the older version. RetroFlow is the new one. Let me actually load that. And it's going to take a minute because it has to scan your entire SD card. And if you're like me and you have a 256 gig, you have a lot of games. And I mean a lot of games for different types of consoles. I have just shown you the Vita games. Now let me show you guys what else I have on here. Because this is the ultimate PlayStation console. So wait for that to load. It's going to do a second scan. And that takes a bit. But once it loads beautifully. So scan complete. And yeah, these are all my Vita games. Like, perfectly laid out. Now, you could also custom it so it boots into this. which I do plan on doing because I like this interface a lot better. But yeah, all my games are beautifully displayed with the cover art. Like, that looks super cool right there. Look, that looks super cool. Then you go to different categories for all the other stuff. This is all just the generic apps. And PSP, which, yes, this has Adrenaline, so you can play PSP natively. So Activision, Burnout. If you saw my PSP game collection, I have this one physically. Castlevania, Dexter, Driver 76, Full Auto 2, which is one of my favorite PSP games. This one was great, rated E for everyone. God of War, like I said, I love the God of War games on PSP. Love the GTA games, so we have Chinatown, Vice City Stories, and Liberty City Stories as well. Justice League Heroes, the Harry Potter series. The only reason why I have Harry Potter games on my PS Vita is because, come on, it's Harry Potter. It's one of my favorite series. Manhunt 2, really solid game. I never actually knew what it was until a friend of mine put me on. Yeah, at user's discretion is all I gotta say. Midnight Club, LA Remix. I put in hours. This is a staple of my childhood, so had to re-download it, and I've actually been replaying it. I'm at 49% into the game. I'm just about to unlock the Japanese side of it. Need for Speed Underground Rivals. I didn't play it when it was out, but I had friends that were really into it. Shouts out to Happy Console Gamer for putting me on to the Power Stone collection. I actually plan on playing it on my Dreamcast eventually. Star Wars The Force Unleashed, the original one, not the second one, the original one. This was the first PSP game that I bought on launch day. I remember the day it came out. I went to GameStop and I picked it out. And we have Yu-Gi-Oh! Tag Team Force. I downloaded this so I could get back into playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And yeah, no, I just gave up on that. But it is a solid game. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not my thing anymore. I do have a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card collection, but yeah, I don't play competitively anymore. And then you do it again. We have all my PlayStation games. I love the PlayStation. I have a modded PlayStation Classic, which I use a lot when I'm at home. I use it more than like my main consoles. But yeah, some games right here. Bomberman, Bust a Move. I remember playing this at the arcades. Castlevanias, Chrono Cross, Final Fantasy. Cool Borders 3 is amazing. Some of the Disney titles are also great. Some more Final Fantasy stuff. I love racing games, so Ford Racing is great. Harvest Moon, Hot Shot Golf. I remember playing the PSP game, so I want to give this one a try. I haven't played it yet, but I plan on playing it. Medal of Honor right here. I remember getting this and playing it on my PS2 because the first games that I ever played on PS2 were PS1 games, but I didn't know that they were or what the difference was. Medal of Honors as well. I played that one. Pac-Man. I love Pac-Man. I used to play Pac-Man all the time. The arcade and then the Game Boy ports, like the collection. What is this? Parasite Eve and Parasite Eve 2. Persona 2, which I have not played yet, but I do plan on playing it. Shouts out to Happy Console Gamer because he put me onto this, and the way he describes it, it's a really solid, really depressing game. Ridge Racer still plays to this day, but I surprisingly mostly play it on home console. Rallycross, Rayman, Resident Evil 2. I was never a fan of Resident Evil 1, and then once again, shouts out to Happy Console Gamer. He put me onto this one, and him and Robman made a video of it, and I was like, you know what? Let me give the OG Resident Evil games a shot again, and I did, and I fell in love with Resident Evil 2. Fell in love. I've yet to play this because I also need to play Code Veronica, but I want to play that on the Dreamcast. Director's Cut. I just never got into the original one. I'm sorry. Silent Hill, such a solid game. I mean, solid. Dark Forces, I just downloaded it because I wanted to check it out, and I've yet to play it. This one is a bit of a puzzle type game. Street Fighter Alpha 4. I remember playing Street Fighter Alpha on the Game Boy and on the original PlayStation. So, This one actually. This is the one I actually own. This one I own the Japanese version, and this one I own the Japanese version, and I want to own the Game Boy copy of it. Siphon Filter, once again, solid game. I remember playing the PSP one, and I fell in love with that one, so played the original. The Tomb Raider series are amazing. Wipeout, like I said, I've been playing Wipeout for a while. Soccer, I love any soccer game in general. I love playing a lot of football stuff. XS Moto, I actually own the physical copy, but I've yet to play the physical or the digital. But hey, I'll get to it when I get to it. And then we go to here, we have some more, which are like kind of like the games that I played the most. So I played Ridge Racer, Toy Story Racers, Assassin's Creed, Liberty City Stories. I replayed it because I added mods to it. Yes, you can put mods. Adrenaline, always, I'm always using it. And then Roads to Victory, I'm replaying. And then we go here where it shows everything miscellaneously. But they're all in like categorized in like alphabetical order or whatever. But yeah, this is just like new. I like when they're categorized. But yeah, that is Vita. This is literally, I showed you so much, and this is why you should own one in 2025. I'm super excited for this video to come out. I have more videos on the way, so stay tuned, and I'll catch you guys. Peace.